Every family heirloom has its secrets, but I never imagined a mirror could hold such terrifying truths. The first time I glimpsed it in my grandmother's attic, I felt an inexplicable pull, as if the glass whispered my name. It was tarnished and ornate, the silver frame curling like vines around its edges. Yet, it was the reflection that caught my breath. It didn't just mimic my movements, it seemed to breathe and pulsate with an energy of its own. I should have walked away then, but curiosity has always been my downfall. The attic became my refuge, a place where the world outside couldn't intrude. Yet, as days turned to weeks, I noticed subtle changes. Shadows in the reflection moved independently, stretching and curling with a life of their own. They whispered promises of power and knowledge, but it wasn't long before the whispers grew darker, more insistent. My mirror self began to make decisions before I did, and I watched, horrified, as my reflection smiled while I frowned, reaching out with a hand I hadn't raised. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, the mirror revealed its true nature. The shadows erupted from the glass, engulfing the room in a cold embrace. My reflection stood behind them, eyes glinting with an eerie light. It spoke in a voice that wasn't my own, offering me a choice: step through and embrace a world where I could control the shadows, or shatter the mirror and lose everything I'd ever known. The weight of that decision pressed on me, heavy as the shadows themselves. In that moment of paralyzing fear, I made my choice. With trembling hands, I hurled a nearby book at the glass. The mirror shattered, shards scattering like stars across the attic floor. The shadows writhed and screamed, their forms dissipating into nothingness. My reflection, now fractured and broken, faded with a mournful gaze. I was free, but as I stumbled away from the attic, I couldn't shake the feeling that somewhere, in a world not quite my own, my reflection still waits, plotting its return.